Hey guys, welcome to today's tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll teach you how to use the GitHub desktop application so that you can collaborate with your teammates. And I know there's a lot of confusion on how to use this application to its fullest extent. And I struggled with this a lot when I first had to start out working on my game jam. And because I went through a lot of trial and error, I wanted to share with you guys my experience so that I could save you guys time and frustration from struggling with this very easy to use application. So first of all, before we get started, I just wanted to clarify something. So there's a term called push and a term called pull. And usually these terms are used in daily life as if you are the person who is pushing or pulling. And so when you first jump into GitHub, you have no idea what pushing and pulling means because it seems to do different things. Well, let's clean that up first. So let's go to explain how that exactly works. Imagine the master branch as this one giant tree. You and your teammates all agree to work with this master branch here. And now, to work on your separate things, you've created your own branch as so. So this branch is directly a copy of the master branch. And whenever you make a change to this branch, it only saves into this branch. And until you're ready to finally commit those changes and you want to adapt those changes back into the master so that everybody else can also see those changes. So let's get to that. So first of all, the master branch is always the one doing something here. So whenever you're pulling something, the master branch is pulling from your branch into the master. What that means is whenever you made a change and you need to pull it into the master to update the master branch, you need to create a pull request. Because master branch is such a delicate branch that contains all these information, if any branch could just immediately have access to add whatever you want into the master branch, it could break very easily. Therefore, it needs to have access and some kind of permission for you to actually have a little gateway before you could actually add any of your changes into the master branch. And this is where creating a pull request comes in. By creating a pull request and having that one step before you can add it into your master branch, you have a safe way to work together with your teammates. So I'll show you how to do that in a second. And on the other hand, pushing, just like how when you're pulling, the master branch is pushing changes into your branch. So that basically means if someone else added another change into your master branch, and then you want to add those changes into your branch, you would simply be pushing those changes into your branch, because master branch is pushing those changes into your branch. Let's get to show you how that works. So first of all, if we want to start out and we are on the master branch, clean, right? We're going to create a new branch for this tutorial. So I'm going to call this Daniel's tutorial branch 2. And you want to make sure that this branch will be based on your currently checked out branch master, and it is the default branch for your repo. So let's create that branch. And the moment that you create this branch, you need to publish the branch immediately. If you go into your Unity scene right now and move anything or make any changes, and then you try to publish it, it will not work because you need to actually communicate to the master branch that you've created a separate branch. So let's publish it. It only takes 2 seconds. After we've done that, you see this button here that says fetch origin. No matter how many times we try to push this, nothing will happen because right now the master branch and our current Daniel tutorial branch 2 is in sync with each other, and there are no updates to come in. If somebody else created an update into the master branch and you want your scene to be updated with that, all you have to do is go to the top toolbar here in the branch, and this will look different for PC users, and then click the update from default branch. If there has been any changes, you'll see a number here that indicates how many changes are being made and will be added onto your scene. And then all you have to do is simply click that button, and this fetch origin will then be changed to push. So you click that push and those changes will come into your branch. Now let's talk about how you can make your work go into the master branch. So if we go into our Unity scene here, and we're going to reload this. For example, if I go into the level here and one of these buildings, I just added a physics box collider component to this, and I go over to my GitHub desktop, you see, and I need to save this project for it to actually show up on my GitHub desktop. You see that the changes that I've made is this yellow box here. Any changes are made in yellow, any additions are green, though this is a metadata, and any removal of certain scripts or any game objects will be shown in red. So we have this change that we want to show into the master. The first thing you're gonna have to do is commit these changes onto your branch. Just because you've changed it in your scene, it doesn't mean that you've actually committed into your branch just yet. It just shows the changes that you're about to commit. When you know that these are the right changes, we're gonna put a title for this commit. So we're just gonna be committing this as tutorial. We're gonna commit to Daniel's tutorial branch 2. And when you do, you'll see one push origin here. All you have to do is just click on this. It's basically like after you've committed, there's like one metadata that gets added onto your branch, and you don't have to do this right now, but if you do it, you get to stay updated with your scene. Now, we have a branch that's committed with this new change, but that doesn't mean that the master branch has that change just yet. The final step to this is clicking on that branch and then creating the pull request. Remember what I said about how you need to create a pull request for your changes to your branch to be accepted into your master branch, because you're pulling those changes into the master. This is the most vital step for you to be taking so that you could get your changes into the master branch. So let's go to the branch and then create a pull request. The moment you click on this, a web page will open up, and it's going to open up the main github.com website. And as you can see, this is the pull request. You can see how the one change that I made didn't have any conflicts with any other of my teammates' changes. If there were, then this wouldn't be here. Since there are no conflicts and I could merge this change into my master, and I've already created this title here, I'm just going to click on the create pull request button here. And when I do, it's going to check for ability to merge with the branch, and it says that there are no conflicts with the base branch. So I'm just going to click on the merge pull request button and then confirm merge. And when I do that, pull request successfully merged and closed. You're all set. The Daniel tutorial branch can safely be deleted now. And it gives you the option to delete your branch at this point. While some people do this, I technically don't like to actually delete my branch. So as you can see here, Daniel's audio branch, I leave it there and I pretty much just stay on there and work on it all the time. And whenever new updates come from the master branch, for example, if our VFX artist adds any new things onto there, I just simply click on the update from default branch, and those updates will now come into my branch. And you'll see that in a second, because in our tutorial branch, I added one change to one of our assets, and it usually takes about a minute for these changes to come in. So if I click on the update from default branch here, as you can see, there are these two changes that I added into the master branch that this branch isn't familiar with yet. So now I could push these into my branch, which means I will be, the master is pushing these changes onto my branch. So let's just push those changes into my branch. Once I've done so, I can head over to Unity, and Unity will reload the scene and show me the new changes that have been made onto my scene. And as you can see, since I had this old scene and the new scene is pretty much identical, it didn't have to reload. But you can see the box collider here, and everything seems to be fine in working order. So whenever you always start up Unity and you're about to use GitHub Desktop, the first thing you should do is make sure that you're on your own branch, and then you can go to branch and then update from default branch, and make sure that you have all of your teammates' updated progress from the game on your scene as well. And then once you've done that, just click on that push origin, and your scene will be updated. And just to recap, after you've done all of that and you worked on your scene, you have all these changes that I want to pull into your master branch. All you have to do is go to your GitHub desktop, commit those changes by typing in the summary here, clicking on that button, and then going to the branch and creating a pull request and check to see if your branch has any conflicts with the master branch. And if it doesn't, then you can merge it and you're good to go. All right, so that's it for today's tutorial. I hope that this mystery of Git always messing up your project can finally be solved and that everyone can live happily ever after. And so I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.